So hi guys, it's me Crystal. This is going to be the last video before I try and get myself down, even if I can just sleep on and off for 5 or 10 minutes at a time every hour. It's something. So basically the ambulance driver that came out this morning went to the wrong flats. I don't live at the flats where that ambulance driver parked outside, and I'm not going to tell you the name of my flats, but I don't live outside the flats that he mentioned on the answer phone message. I in fact had to walk out of the building and go right down to the bottom near Common Creek Wharf with no help, because he went to the wrong address. He couldn't find it. He kept ringing me up this morning saying he couldn't find the address. Nothing wrong with that. It was a really nice driver. When I did get downstairs, down the lift and out of the building, he helped me into the ambulance and put my seatbelt on for me. So I'm not faulting him. He just couldn't find this place. It's like brand new, and people find it hard to get to and they can't find it. So he couldn't find me, so he parked outside down the bottom like sometimes the taxi drivers do, and they ring me up because they can't find the address. So yeah, I went up in patient transport this morning because I couldn't get anybody to take me. I went up in patient transport. That was quite nerve-wracking, shaking around in the patient transport van, just me in the back with no other patients. That was rattle and hum. I certainly enjoyed that. Yeah, he booked me in and there was no one at the reception desk, and he said, "Do you mind if I swear?" Because we waited for about 5 to 8 minutes and there was no one at the hospital reception desk. On the emergency unit, there was nobody there to book me in, so I was just sat outside on a wheelchair because I really felt bad this morning. I couldn't breathe at all, and the pain under my ribs every time I ate was horrific. It was terrible. So I was in pain this morning, tremendous pain, and we were waiting for about 8 minutes outside the reception desk, and he went, "Do you mind if I swear?" And I said, "No, we couldn't get anybody to check me in." And I sat down in the reception area before I was put into like a corridor to wait to see a doctor. My hand is extremely sore. This is going to hurt like hell for a week. It's really, really painful. I'm glad it's not my right hand, because this is the one I blow up balloons with, my right hand, and I just use the balloon to rest on, but even doing that is extremely painful. It really, really does hurt. And I did say to one of the nurses, I said, "That feels extremely tight and painful," and she did say that she would, that cannula was left in my arm with nothing in it from 10 a.m. till 4:30 in the afternoon, and it was in my vein tight. So I had a cannula in my hand for hours with nothing going through it, tight in a vein from 10 till 4:30. And when I'm in pain, I tend to try and block it out. I didn't feel the extent of how painful this was until she took the cannula out, and I nearly screamed how tight it had been put in there. It was really painful. It's a good job I don't hold my bag with that hand. Oh, I've got to go back for more on the weekend. I've got to have another dose, and I don't know if I'll have a reaction to iron. That was just blood. At the weekend, I've got to have iron put into a vein. The same thing, but iron. That was extremely painful, but if it's going to make me feel better, then I'm going to take any treatment that's offered. I was feeling pretty damn shitty and in pain yesterday and this morning. I'm very weak, and you don't refuse treatment if it's going to help you. I mean, I don't want to go around gasping for breath and sounding like, you know what I mean, gasping and rasping for breath when you can get help. I wouldn't do that. My dad, towards the end of his life, was actually refusing treatment, refusing it, and if it prolongs your life, you take the treatment that you're offered. I know it's painful, but if it helps, then you take it, and that's what I'm doing. And if I get a reaction to it, I get a reaction to it. I just feel at the moment extremely hot, but I think the weather's mild. I think the weather is mild, so I don't think that's a reaction to it. I've just got a pain in my left hand, which is, I'm going to find it hard to go to sleep on. I probably won't go to sleep at all tonight, but then, do I ever in this place? No. So I've just made myself a cup of coffee. I'm going to mess around with my phone and go to the toilet. And we're going to see my mum tomorrow, Jennifer, my mum. I'm going to say hello to my mum and see how my mum is, because she's been extremely tired and she went to bed earlier today while I was in the hospital. See you later.